just had the most amazing car ride home with my fellow Texas State attendees of the festival. Dude, brains are weird. I spent the entire festival really in my body and my head and feeling a little bit, well, not the entire festival, but there was a lot of it where I was feeling a lot of isolation and like otherness, as I do, I suppose. And on my car ride home, I rode with two of my cohorts that went to the Texas Dance Improv Festival from Texas State, and also are in the transient dance. Beginning of semester, all the dance classes and dance majors and minors got together and had a big meeting. And in the meeting, I went up to her and her group with my conversation cards and was like, hey guys, let's get to know each other, and pass them around, which they're really kind of deep cards that are about things like, what's your greatest fear? Or how do you like to be loved? Or whatever. And all of them like really liked the cards and were really engaging with each other. And I forgot that she was in that group and that happened. And she said, I think you're such a cool person. Like when I met you that day, I just called my friend like immediately and was like, wow, you would have loved this person. Like they were so radiant, like such a beam of light, and like brought conversation and community to the group, and like speaking to me, saying that I was that I had that gift, and that it was a gift to create community. And she was like, never stop doing, like you have a gift and you're such a beam of light around you. And I just almost couldn't hear what she was saying because I was just overwhelmed. And did end up sharing that like that meant a lot for her to say to me. And then it just blew through my brain like, Chris, this whole time you were having this idea that this group of people kind of didn't like you. Like, that was literally not true. I don't even necessarily have to get the best grades in those classes. Like, it would be cool, but remembering what I care about, and like partner dancing might be more interesting to me than one-on-one dancing, in these settings, because it's about connecting. And I really, really resonated with the workshops at the festival that were about healing through touch and connection. And so I really might focus some of my attention on partner dancing. I'm building my skill set there. Just spent way too much on a sandwich and a bag of chips. Because I have all of my midterms this week. It'll be more chill next week. So all I have to do is like get through this week with some optimism, which I have some extra, and then working this weekend. Actually, when am I working? Hold on. Okay, I'm heading to class. It's really, really hard for me to go right now. I don't know, you guys, I'm just like feeling on the verge of crying. Routine that I have to do, and every way that I need to study and that I need to learn is alone. Is by myself, alone. I can't do this. Like, this is not sustainable. honestly. And I've been using this mental health app for actually several years called Hippy. If you haven't heard about it and you deal with panic attacks or anxiety attacks or dysregulation or whatever you want to call it, whatever it is for you, it can help you kind of sort through your thoughts. I'm in a very transitional period of my life, and the showing up is the biggest part, and then we have to see what happens. So yeah. Only not buying the ice cream and not having the food hangover the next day, but you know, snacking anyway, just like with food that won't like make me dead tomorrow. I love watching people flow. This boy's got it.
7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8.
So that happened. Well, we got our groups. We're starting to choreograph. I'm off to try to make it to the after party for the Pagan Student Fellowship. It's funny the things that motivate you, because I was like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go to the Pagan Student Fellowship. It's hard to meet new people, so many new people all the time. And then I walked into the lobby of the dance student place, and there was like a huge Christian gathering. And I was like, how come my people don't have a gathering in here? And I was like, actually, they do. And I need to go be with them. Like, I basically wanted to go hang with these Christian people and was like, wait, that triggers me. So FOMO, you know what I mean? It does do wonders sometimes. I always forget how nourishing it is to spend time with other pagans. You know, the crazy thing is that before let me see where it reminds me how we all live in our own worlds, and how like such a huge part of the world and reality can be completely cut off for you, even if it's everywhere around you. Yeah, I talked to this girl tonight about, we were connecting about a bunch of different things, specifically kind of being from a very restrictive environment, about the more intimate aspects of our spiritual experiences. Just to see someone else who like understands, and yeah, I just would never have known, like, if I met this girl anywhere else, or if I if we weren't at a Pagan Student Fellowship, like I would never have heard that she had so many of the spiritual experiences that I've had are not that uncommon, are not that isolated. And maybe I should talk more about them on this channel, like more about my spiritual experiences, and more about the goddess. I don't, because I just don't think that people want to hear about it or would understand it all. But I don't think that I'm that alone in these experiences. Like, it means a lot to me that I got to go to this. And what she did remind me of too is just like that feeling of listening to the gods. She mentioned like seeing an animal spirit symbol on the way here, and yeah, it's really good for me to see the spiritual revered here, and to see aspects of it coming into this world for me. I had this dream about the dance program. There was a problem with the Texas State studios, like they were being used for something else, or there was like a burst pipe or something. And so Torrance, who's one of the dance people here, who I haven't had the privilege of working with yet, but he did come in and oversee our practice the other night, came in and was like, you guys, we need to move this over here, everything's fine, everything's chill. Which is, again, like, our professor Roxanne was out the last couple weeks, and he came in and stepped in and was like, no worries, we got this, we'll watch y'all, we'll oversee y'all. But I got the feeling that it was very last minute, and so that energy was in the dream, except for it was like Texas State dance hall like blew up or something, and then he was just like, no worries, no big deal, you know, we got y'all. And I'm sure like some of the like war stuff that's going on was like mixed in with it, where there was something bigger politically going on that we were like, this could be actually a big deal, but okay, we'll just keep dancing. And so we went over to where he was at, where they were at, which was like this temporary building for dance. She kept being like, wait, I have to deal with this like house emergency, like my windows blew out, so I'm on the phone with them. And then she's like, I gotta go, guys, I gotta go. But she seemed really frantic. She was like looking at the other teachers, and they were like, wait, but like, aren't you gonna teach a class, Roxy? And she was like, I don't know what to tell you, I have to go. And you know that energy, like when you're a kid and like adults around you are like acting like everything's fine, but like you can tell everything's really not fine. That was the energy that it was giving, even though we're adults. The performance, yeah, there was a performance that night, and we actually had to prepare for it, but we didn't know what we were performing. So we were out in the volleyball court, people were just like practicing stuff, and some people were trying to put something together, and they were like, oh, we should just wait for them, they'll be out eventually. And then it was like a whole day later, and we had slept in Roxy's office, and we woke up groggy, and then I was sitting there being like, is nobody gonna say anything? Like, what's going on? Why are we sleeping here? And then we woke up all groggy, and then one of the other instructors was like, hey guys, there's like a little bit of breakfast, like there's some eggs, you can have some of that if you want to. And then we need to get to practicing because we're gonna have the performance tonight. And so we all went to eggs, and I was like asking people, I was like, what's going on? And they were like, I don't know. But they were still continuing to just go with it. So I kind of helped deliver the refrigerators, but then I came back and I was like, trying to tell Roxy about it, and she was still just like, okay. Like, I knew in my brain in the dream that she thought I was a spy. And then I was like, does she work for the government or something like that? Like, what's going on here? But that was the whole story. And the other main part that I remember is that one of my favorite moments was that I was running up the sand of the volleyball court, like there was a big mound of sand, like with my bare feet, and I was like, this feels so good. And someone was like, Grace, you probably shouldn't walk on there with your bare feet. And I was like, yeah, but sometimes you gotta just have fun.
Oh yeah. I don't think it has a name yet. Yeah, that's what Sophia said. She said, yeah, it's like I think they have a Sophia.
So I dropped my hip hop class. Look at these vast Halloween decorations. Just kidding, there are a lot of cool Halloween decorations here. I dropped the class and I let him know. I thanked him a lot for being really supportive. For now, I'm trying not to shame myself for dropping it, and I'm trying to sit with like the joy of that and make sure that I'm using my time wisely. Yeah. This is progress, because usually if this happened, well, when this has happened in the past, I'm beating myself up and like weeping. But we're not doing that anymore, so. I was eating some dinner with prayer. I love that my partner is such a good mirror for me, because we connect so regularly now that, and we're so used to connecting in intuition, you know. We're so sensitive to each other's nervous system that they can feel when I'm off, and they can feel when they're disconnected from themselves. And it just reminds me to drop into my body, to take care of myself. They're a good mirror. If I'm around them and I can't feel myself, something feels very off, and I am reminded. To tune back in. That's what matters at the end of the day. It's who you're around. That's what matters, is who you're around. Are you around those with deep breath? I'm almost 30. I want to have a birthday where I can feel my body. Enjoy the things that I love. Touch, massage, water, nature, sun, yoga. Love. Art. Creating. Every day. Now. Now. Not tomorrow.